Well, hello, friends. How are you? Come on in. Listen, I've been him-hawing about what to have for dinner. I finally decided on smash burgers. It's gorgeous out here today. Sun is shining, and I wanted to cook them out on my flat top. I'm out of gas. Wah, wah, wah. So I'm just going to cook them in the oven. It's not going to be that big of a deal, and I'll come back later and show you how I'm going to do that. But we are going to make a Big Mac sauce. Anything you need to know about my son loves a sauce. So we're going to whip this up. I'm going to keep it as low carb as humanly possible. So depending on your eating lifestyle, you can make it or not make it. So I'm doubling the recipe because I'm going to need it with Mason. We're going to start with 1 cup of mayonnaise. Whatever mayonnaise you're using, whatever mayonnaise you like, 1 cup. There we go. To that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of ketchup. Now, I'm using the Primal Kitchen, the sugar-free ketchup. It's really good if you haven't tried it. I usually can get this in my Walmart order. Because remember, y'all, I live out in the middle of nowhere. And though we have a great little grocery store, they don't carry specialty stuff like that. Okay, so we got the 1/4 cup of ketchup. We're going to add 1, I doubled it, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, okay? And then we're going to also add, I want to show you a trick. If you have trouble getting a jar open, and we have big jars at work, and the lids are heavy, there ain't always a man. And who needs a man? I can open up a jar, but let me show you a trick. I get it. So you have a butter knife so you don't cut yourself. And if you just take it and get it under the lip, and let me see. You gotta get in there. It works, really does. Did you hear that pop? So we popped that seal, S-E-A-L, seal. And now, I need my man, but not to open jars. I can do it myself. You give me a good butter knife and I can conquer the world. Okay, sorry. I know I get a little carried away. Now, back to the recipe. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of relish. Now, I think the original recipe probably calls for sweet relish, which, you know, has sugar in it. So we're not going to do that. This is dill, D-I-L-L, dill relish. There's no sugar in it. There's no carbohydrates. I like a little extra. So this is a little over 2 tablespoons because I like them pickles. And if you don't want to buy relish, you can just chop up some pickles. It's not that big of a deal. And then we're going to add a pinch of salt. Okay. And we're going to add some onion powder, about a teaspoonful. Same with the garlic powder. And then you're going to add some paprika. You could do smoked paprika or regular. I'm just going to grab the regular. Okay. Hear Lola snorting. She's actually awake today. She may not be by the time I come back to cook the smash burgers, but for right now, she is awake. All right. Okay. Can you see how good that looks? Now, you could add some chopped onions to it. I'm not going to because I'm probably going to cook a little bit of onion to go with the burgers. Let's give it a little taste. This is the spoon I used for the relish. Now, also, the original recipe that I've used in the past calls for a little bit of sugar. So if you wanted it a little bit sweeter, add you some of your sweetener. If you use sweetener like a monk fruit or anything like that, or if you're not sugar restricted, add you a little sugar. So there we have it. I wanted to make it up early. I'm going to put it in the fridge. Now, you're asking, well, let's talk about carbs here. So, of course, no carbs in the mayonnaise, no carbs in this, none in the seasoning. The ketchup, it is 2 grams of carbohydrates for 1 tablespoon. There's 4 tablespoons in 1/4 of a cup. So 4 times 2, that's 8 carbohydrates. But look how many servings we're going to get out of this. I'm going to say there's probably 10 to 12, if not more, servings. So you're getting very small amount. If you just want to say 1 gram of carbohydrate per serving, just to be safe. I mean, that's very little. All right, you can make it. You don't have to make it. I'm just giving you some options, friends. All right, I'm going to put this in the fridge. We'll come back and we'll do those smash burgers a little closer to dinner. So it's almost dinner time. So here are my burgers. My little store had ground chuck on sale for $5.99 a pound. So that's what we've got here. It's 80-20. So I usually make balls, hamburger balls, about the size of a baseball. So look at this. I just got this at my last thrift store outing. It's a bacon press, but I thought, that's perfect for smash burgers, because usually I just use a metal spatula, and sometimes when out on my flat top, it can get hot. So this is going to be great. So piece of parchment paper, wax paper, whatever, newspaper. No, don't use newspaper. And you just smash it down. And if you don't have a press, it's not a big deal. Just use a metal spatula, and it works the same. I just bought this because, like I said, out there on my flat top, it can get really hot. All right, I get the smash her down. There we go. And some of them are touching. It's not a big deal. Listen, y'all. Put that in there to wash. You know they're going to shrink up and they're going to separate. And even if they don't separate, I'll probably eat 2 together anyway. All right, I've got the other season with some salt. Pepper. Don't want to do pepper. Don't do pepper. I'll need my pepper shaker. Several of you asked about my salt and pepper shakers. I have a salt one too, but I like the chunky Baja Gold sea salt in its big form. And these are from Amazon. Go. They run on batteries. I put you get peppercorns put in there, and you know how it works. All right, 375-degree oven. We're going to put them in until they cook. And I'll come back and put cheese on them. So we'll be back in a little bit after our burgers bake, and we'll try some of that sauce. So here's dinner tonight. Nothing fancy. We've got our smash burgers. Now I changed the temperature on the oven to 400 degrees for 15 minutes. No, sorry, 20 minutes. Cook them till however you like them. And I cooked them on the lowest rack, and then put the cheese on, got it melted. You know how that works. So let's get us patty here. Oh, forgot to give me a fork. Now, as you know, not everyone here at the house are eating the same lifestyle. So I've got kind of like a little mini burger bar here. I got some lettuce. I got a tomato if anybody wants it sliced. Pickles, red onions, some chopped white onions, and then our Big Mac sauce. Let me get a fork. I always forget my fork. Let's try a little bit. I always liked baked hamburgers. My mom baked them when we was growing up, especially if you have quite a few to bake. Instead of standing and frying, this is a great way to do it. It's going to be easy cleanup. Got one pan here. All right. My mouth's watering. Listen, I don't think you can beat a great burger. You could cook you some bacon, you could do whatever. But we're just keeping it simple tonight. Delicious. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. If you're new here, like and subscribe, then you can hang out with us too. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have my dinner, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.